I'm visiting Aquariums West today. It's in Vancouver, British Columbia. They're quite a ways down into the ground, so we have to go down these steps. It's a good thing for them probably because it shelters them from the weather, so it's never too hot in the summer or too cold in the winter. It probably saves them quite a bit on their energy bill, and that's always a good thing. It is quite a ways down. There is an elevator as well, but I kind of like these stairs, so I always come down here. And it always ends, they've had this pond for quite a while. It ends in a nice pond, very similar to the pond I had as my indoor pond, except I didn't have that lovely driftwood and some nice goldfish. Very comforting sort of when you come into the store, relaxing. They have the usual hard goods, you know. It's quite a good store. They have quite a selection. Lots of hardware, all kinds of stuff, yeah. Equipment, and of course they have a saltwater tank. It's beautiful. The video doesn't even give it, you know, it doesn't show it properly at all. It's gorgeous actually. Beautiful, beautiful. They also have stuff for reptiles, which I don't show in this one, but I'm sure we'll be coming here again soon. Here are the plants that I came for, the little cups of Tropica 1 to grow. Now the first plant I got was Heteranthera zosterifolia, which I've had before. It's quite an easy plant, and I expect it to do quite well in this substrate. The only problem I've had with it really is keeping it trimmed. It doesn't look too good if you don't trim it, you know, regularly. And then, well, when it is trimmed, like when it's just been trimmed, it doesn't look that great either. It just looks good when it's just growing out, you know, and I've said that before. It only looks good. It's sort of like a houseplant named Tradescantia. If you've had Tradescantia, you'll know what I mean. It kind of gets leggy, and then you have to redo the plant every so often. Well, that's how this plant is. Next up is Pogostemon helferi. I've wanted this plant for a long time. It probably won't do very well in soft acidic water like what comes out of my tap, but I have this river gravel that always turns the water into the perfect hard water, high pH kind of water that's just absolutely perfect. And I'm expecting my Pogostemon helferi to do very well in the kind of water that that is. So you'll be seeing that. I'm not putting it in this new 55 because it'll be, you know, acidic and soft water. So the helferi or helferi or whatever you want to pronounce it, it won't be going in this particular tank, but I just bought it because I was there and I could see it right there. And Storogyne repens is another plant that I've wanted for a long time, and this one is fairly easy to grow. I haven't had it before, but I've heard that it will tolerate acidic and soft water. And yeah, so I'm expecting this one to do quite well. This is a foreground plant, so it's not a stem plant, but I think it will do quite well anyway. Weeping moss, need I say more? Fairly easy to grow. It takes a bit of trimming as far as I've heard. I've always had Christmas moss before, but I thought, actually, they didn't have Christmas moss, and this is why I got weeping moss. Yeah, but I actually do prefer the look of weeping moss, and it's another one that you can trim sort of to, you know, to suit what you want it to look like. Ludwigia palustris, super red. I haven't had super red before, but I've had Ludwigia palustris, and it's very easy to grow. Turns a fairly nice red with not much, you know, not much input. I imagine it gets quite red with the high-tech, but I'm not high-tech, so I'm not expecting it to be very red, but I know I've been happy with it in the past. So it's another one that I'm expecting to do quite well. Should look quite good, I think. Limnophila sessiliflora, very nice and very easy stem plant. Not much to say about it. It's very easy, nothing going on, you know, no problems. Of course, it does better in a high-tech tank, but it will do fine in your low-tech tank as well. Yeah, not too much to say about it, really. This one I use in the front of the tank, actually. So I put it on the two sides of the tank, sort of to frame the picture. That's what I like to do with it. I also bought some jungle val. That was not a tropica plant. I don't have a picture of it, but you know what I mean. Really long, strappy kind of plant. And it looks really nice flowing across the top of the water. So it comes up from the substrate and goes along the top. I really like the look of that. And then I got frogbit to be a floater on top. And I'm probably going to add a couple more floaters as well. Just didn't bother buying them right this second. They'd probably just get in my way anyway. Now, some of the other plants that I already had were Cryptocoryne undulata red, Java fern, Anubias barteri, and Anubias nana. So I'll be using those as well. So now I just want to show you a clip of me planting up the excess plants. So at one time I used to throw out the excess, but I don't do that anymore. Now I plant them up and keep them all. Even if I don't have space, I can use a vase or some kind of tub or something to keep them in. Well, it's a beautiful spring day today, so I'm outside doing this. Yeah, so I have a little cup of Storogine repens, and I'm going to transplant them into a bigger thing because I only need a small amount of this. They give you so many plants. Like, it's like crowded and it's root bound, and I don't know what to do with it actually. The roots are like, wow. But anyway, I want to plant them all. So I'm going to plant some in the aquarium, of course. But I'm going to plant the excess in this little thing, which is just a dollar store container from their stationery department. I have lined it with landscape fabric. And then inside is just that same old water lily soil. And I'm not sure what to do with this. Maybe just pull it apart, eh? Yeah, let's be just rough because it's a pretty sturdy plant as far as I know. Let's put it... Well, it's probably even too much for this container. My goodness, I didn't realize how much they gave me. But I'm not complaining. They can give me lots for my, whatever it was, $10. About 10. I noticed that merchants love to give you something for $10. Maybe they think that that's the amount that people are willing to pay for one item. I had a little stick here. Oh well, I'll do it with my fingers. I'm hoping to get about 12 in here because in the past I've thrown out, believe it or not, I have thrown out the excess, but I'm not doing that anymore. Maybe that will be one plant for the aquarium. Wow, this is like chock full. They're not skimpy with the plants. Wow, they're small, but there's a lot of them, so can't complain really. Wow, but they are root bound. There, that's a nice one. Okay, let's do that in the aquarium too. And whoa, there. Planting them in this little thing. And then, of course, I'm going to put gravel on top to prevent it from, prevent the soil from flying all over. Here's another nice piece for the aquarium. And then all this is left over. My goodness. Whoa. I'm happy though. It's gonna be good. And I just do it in soil to get them to a decent size. Then I will wash the soil off and put them somewhere, I don't know. By that time, I might have another aquarium going. Who knows what will happen? Or maybe I will do like MD and leave it in a bucket somewhere. In the past, when I've left plants in a bucket, they die, but that's because I realized that I always put something on top of the bucket and then they don't get any light at all. So of course they're gonna die. He doesn't put stuff on top of his buckets, so his plants do well in the bucket. So I'm going to copy him now and do what he does so that I can have big plants in a bucket somewhere just waiting for me. All right. Maybe I will just cut you off there because you know, you've seen what I'm doing already, right? You see how I'm planting, so I'm just going to plant more, put some gravel on top, and then put it in one of the aquariums. Alrighty, let's cut you off here. I'm cutting you off, okay? So I haven't done a whole lot of planting in the aquarium because I decided to change the hardscape. So I have to go to the store and get some rocks because I didn't like the rocks I had. But anyway, so you can see in this back right corner, that's the stargrass. It's not looking that great. Then in the right front, I had L. sessiliflora. This one is L. palustris. There's my little thing that I just made up. And in the back you can see one little stem of Bacopa monnieri. I had so much trouble with that plant. It's supposed to be easy, but it gave me a lot of trouble. But I'm going to try with it anyway. It seems to be liking this aquarium though, probably because of the substrate. And then here in the foreground, you can see the S. repens, 3 of them. Three S. repens. And then there's some crypts that I got from the other tank with the valves in the back corner, left corner. And then in the front left is more of the L. sessiliflora. So this side is quite a bit shadier, and that's why the L. sessiliflora, you know, grew up so tall, because it's stretching for light. The L. sessiliflora on the right-hand side is much more compact and greener because it gets a bit of sunshine during the day. So it's really liking that. There's the frog bit. Yeah, so that's it. And like I said, you know, I'll keep you updated on any movements in the tank. So it doesn't look that great right now, but I'm really expecting great things. I've got this feeling because even a couple of days, this is a couple of days old here, and the plants have already grown so much you wouldn't believe. It's really impressive. I'm very impressed with the substrate, that's for sure. Okay, so for fertilizing the plants in the aquarium, remember that I put in the substrate, there is bone meal and some eggshells and some trace elements, okay? So those will take a while probably to break down and, you know, become available to the plants. In the meantime, I am actually dosing with Neo solution. So that's a liquid. It doesn't have everything in it. It has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and it also has magnesium, which I did not put into my substrate, but that's because I have things that have magnesium in them that I use all the time. So this one has magnesium in it already. That's why I wasn't too worried about putting magnesium into the substrate. I'll be doing another video of a more comprehensive, you know, telling you more about all this fertilizing of my plants. But for now, I just wanted to tell you what I'm doing right now. There are no fish in here yet, so I need to dose. Most of the food that your plants get will be from the fish food, and then the fish food is turned into fish poop, and from there, you know the rest. So since there are no fish in here, I have to dose, so that's what I'm doing. At one time, I tried having a plants-only aquarium. It got so infested with hydra that I just give up on that. I just couldn't deal with hydra. So it's a good thing to have at least some kind of fish. In this area, we have such an awful winter that you know, it's often very difficult to find fish during the winter. And so I'm going to have to wait until like the end of April, I believe. End of April to May, I'll be able to find better fish. But right now, I just can't find the things I want. So that's just the way it is in my neighborhood. In the meantime, I will probably put in some fish from the old 55. So probably not the lemon tetras. I'm sick and tired of lemon tetras. But I have one skirt tetra left. He's such a cutie. Aww. I have one skirt tetra and I have 3 female diamond tetras. So I will probably put those 4 in here just to keep it, you know, going, so that no awful stuff gets growing in there. The fish will eat them before they get to be a pest. And then, yeah, so then when the time comes and I'm able to get the fish that I want, then I will change out. I might even leave those 4 in forever. I don't know yet. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. Well, when I do start finding the fish I want, then I will stock my aquarium. Okay, so that's how it's going. Okay, so that's all I have for today. We'll talk to you again next week. So I'm going to put the project on hold for a while because of the situation with not being able to find stock. I will probably, if I do any more scaping, I will probably upload it as a short video in between. So the Tuesday videos will be, you know, feature length, so to speak. And then if I do have anything to update you on the tank itself, I will make that a short video, maybe on a Friday or some other day like that. So there, yeah. Okay, talk to you again next time. Thank you for being with me this time. See you. Bye.